We are back. We are back. I'm your host, Kevin Parrington Turner, aka Sir South, aka the Brown Bostonian. And the New England Patriots lost Super Bowl 60 to the Seattle Seahawks 29-13. It's a very somber time for a New England Patriots fan. No, I'm just playing. Listen, man. Past loss. Past look bad. But they didn't look like anything that we haven't seen all season. It's just a case of the Patriots had the easiest schedule in the league, and they made the most of it. Don't get me wrong about that. They made the most of their schedule by getting their seeding. We was hoping to get number one, got number two, ended up being Denver out, and we got pretty lucky. We had to play the Browns, the Jets, the Dolphins twice, split with the Bills, and win the division. We played a lot of trash teams. We should have beat the Raiders, should have beat the Steelers earlier in the season. It's been that kind of season where we had an easy schedule and we made the most of it for the most part. And then the playoffs came, had the Chargers, a team that was riddled with injuries, and we had home field advantage. And then the same things with the Texans with CJ Stroud, a team that was on a little win streak, so their defense was really good, but CJ Stroud played terrible. And then we had the Denver Broncos, who were without Bo Nix, their starting quarterback, and had to get Jarrett Stidham, a quarterback that the Patriots had at one point. So, with that being said, this season, the Patriots weren't really tested. I would have liked to see them tested a little bit more this season, but it worked out in our favor because look, we was in the Super Bowl. But this whole playoffs, we didn't see much from Drake May. We never seen him pull together 4 quarters of good football as a quarterback in the playoffs. Now, I'm not about to just dogpile Drake May all episode of this. No, not at all. But we got to hold him accountable to a degree. And these whole playoffs, he's been okay. He's done enough to make winning plays, primarily using his legs, and he's made some good throws here and there. But as far as kind of the simple things, we didn't really see it. Now against the Baltimore Ravens, we seen him do really good in the regular season. Against the Buffalo Bills, first time he did good, but in these playoffs when things got rough, he was on and off. He was a little finicky, but he made some plays and he did it. And sometimes that's sports. But in this Super Bowl, man, against the Seattle Seahawks, he woofed some passes bad. And not only that, he didn't look confident throwing a lot of these passes, especially when the Patriots was backed up in their own 10-yard line in the second half, third quarter. I believe it was the third quarter. Had a Hunter Henry open on an out route, post out route, and he just completely missed him. Collinsworth on the broadcast was saying it all night. Wow, he just missed it. You got to make that. It's the Super Bowl. But he didn't show us that he can make some, game winning drives in tight spots all season. So we can't get too mad at Drake May because this is technically, in my opinion, his rookie season. I know he's a second year quarterback, but Jacoby Brissett was the starting quarterback last year for most of the season or halfway through the season. And then we didn't want Drake May getting hurt. So we put him towards the end. Now, with that being said, if I'm being completely honest, I didn't think we was going to beat the Rams or the Seahawks. I didn't think so either. Like I said early in the season, listen, I thought the Bills was the only team that worried me. The AFC was pretty weak this year. Were the Chiefs dealing with injuries. Patty Mahomes went down. Lamar Jackson dealing with injuries. He came back a little bit later in the season. AFC was down. Patriots took advantage. The Seahawks and the Rams, both really good teams. I don't think the Patriots could have withstood that. I would have liked to see the Patriots be battle tested a little bit more in the regular season, but they just wasn't. They wasn't ready for that type of offensive power and defensive power. Now, for the Seahawks, we're gonna get back to them. We'll get back to them. Let's stick on the Patriots for a second. Will Campbell, he's a rookie, left tackle. Picked him up early in the draft. It was our first pick, And did he have a great playoffs? No. Did he have a great season? No. I thought he was good for a rookie. I thought he was good for a rookie. Made some flags, had some flags in tight spots during the season. And in the Super Bowl, he gave up some. He gave up some coverage. He gave up some assignments, but listen, guys couldn't get open. And if they did get open, Drake May wasn't throwing them accurate passes because sometimes they did get open, and sometimes they just dropped some passes. Uh, I'm not gonna completely downplay. I'm not gonna completely go off on the offensive line as if they were terrible. They was not terrible. They was not awful. They wasn't terrible. Drake made through 2 picks, and the picks wasn't good interceptions, man. Like they wasn't good passes. A couple of them, the Seahawks dropped. He could have way more interceptions, but here we are. Now, as far as the New England defense, they was exactly who we thought they were. They was exactly who we thought they were. Now, I will say Sam Darnold was getting away from pressure. It was pissing me off all night. Eventually, it got to him as the game went by a little bit. They started to figure it out. But Sam Darnold was looking like Patty Mahomes in the pocket, like just evading pressure and delivering passes. It was pissing me off. Cooper Kupp was pissing me off. Kenneth Walker. Let me say this. Now we can go on the Seahawks a little bit. Kenneth Walker, Cooper Kupp, and the kicker for Seattle was all on my fantasy team. Yes, I won this year. I don't care. 3 times in a row. I'm gonna keep saying that until I lose. I keep winning money off it. I hope the guys in the fantasy league watch this. Probably not. They're probably not. But they was all 3 on my fantasy team. I won this year, but let me tell you something. Cooper Kupp didn't do nothing like that all year. He was terrible. Wasn't terrible, but he wasn't Cooper Kupp. Wasn't the Super Bowl MVP he once was. No. Mm-mm. Kenneth Walker, he has some good games, but you got to remember Charbonnet in the backfield as well. And obviously, Kenneth Walker ended up getting the most touches as the season went by due to injuries and all that stuff. But don't matter. I don't care. He wasn't a star like he was last night. You kidding me? Kenneth Walker was not a star. Pissing me off. The kicker was good. Kicker should have got. Kicker, he was that guy. But for the Patriots defense, Christian Gonzalez has been a stud. You know, to start the season, he was in and out the lineup due to injury, and I kept saying, even towards the end of the season, like injury's always been like, is he gonna play? Is he not gonna play? But when he does play, boy, does he make a difference. That secondary in general was really good. It was very good. All 4 quarters. I mean, they can only do so much. Something about football is like you can have a really good defense, but if the offense isn't good, it can only get you so far. They at least have to have something good. If it's not the passing game, it has to be the running game that's okay. Because no matter how good a defense is, they can only hold it up for so long. So they have to stay off the field a little bit to get their breather, to get their rest so they can be at a good energy to be on the field. And that's what the Seahawks did. They sure did. And they didn't lose that game. They didn't go for it on 4th downs when they didn't need to. They just kicked a field goal, took 3 points because we know New England's offense isn't really, they can't really mess with us. We know we can put this away by kicking field goals. In the 4th quarter, they got through, but New England's defense did well, man. The secondary did great. They deserve their props. And I think Mike Vrabel is a better defensive coordinator than he is as a head coach. And that's no shade because he did bring us to the Super Bowl, but he had more resources. I'm not gonna keep getting into that. I know some people are tired of that because I keep talking about Gerard Mayo not getting much resources. Mike, then y'all asking him to lose games. Then he wins games for the end of the season. Now we don't have the highest draft pick, and now we hate him. And now all right, he gone. Now we praise whoever we put in next. Mike Vrabel, okay, we're gonna get him a high draft pick. We're gonna get Stephon Diggs. We're gonna do free agency. We're gonna get him a new quarterback that's actually good. And while Gerard Mayo was the head coach, we're gonna have Jacoby Brissett there. Don't play Drake May. We're gonna play Drake May when the new coach gets here. We're gonna give all the resources to the new coach, and he's gonna bring us to the promised land. We're gonna have the easiest schedule, and boom, here you go. But for Mike Vrabel, he's exactly what I thought he'd be. He'd be a great defensive coach. Great coach in general. He got his guys ready, prepared, focused. Stephon Diggs didn't cause trouble at all throughout the season. Not that he usually does. He's a baller. He's a hooper. He loves football. He's a leader. We've seen clips all season of him just leading the New England Patriots. But moving forward, man, I think, Josh McDaniels, they did a good job, but something needs to give. They need to figure something out in the offseason. And I don't like to say that too often because I think too often, like, a team that doesn't they don't win the championship, but they're really good, they're almost there. It's like they try to make too much moves, or they try to, say, let's bring the gang back together and whatever. Listen, in my opinion, Mike Vrabel, Josh McDaniels, everybody, they need to figure out something on that offensive side of the ball. I don't think it's the offensive line. Matt Collins, Hunter Henry's a vet. Stephon Diggs, I don't know if he's back. I doubt it. They just need a star. They need a stud. Ramondre Stevenson was okay. Travion Henderson's been up and down, as you expect a young guy to be. Um, Stevenson has some highlights, but the Patriots couldn't get down the field. They struggle to get first downs, which I expected. The Seahawks are a tough defense, but man, we need something. And I don't know if that means we're keeping Drake May. It's not even a question. We're not even gonna entertain the thought of not having Drake May as our starting quarterback next year. He's gonna be the starting quarterback. It's not even a question. But we need something. Whether it's a new playbook, a new attack, um, try to get some Kyle Shanahan esque plays in there, something to figure it out because the smash mouth, run the ball, do your job. Please don't confuse this season as to like it's always going to be working. Yeah, it's football. We love the ground and pound, uh, strong defense. Don't make any mistakes on offense. Don't beat yourself up. Let the team make mistakes. Maybe bend, but don't break. We love all that. But as far as offensive, all season we kind of saw that we saw the offense stall out at times. And this was just a perfect case of what's going to happen when you go against a good team or good defense. The Super Bowl is different. Now, what does this all mean for Drake May moving forward for his career? It's tough. I think losing a Super Bowl your first time getting there kind of does a lot for you. You know, when you think of the Jimmy G's, I know he was with the Patriots one Super Bowl. We're not counting that. When he was with San Fran, we just don't see it too often. I mean, Jalen Hurts worked for him, so I hope Drake May uses this as a fuel moving forward because it wasn't a good look. The Patriots didn't seem like they really belonged on the field, and like I explained earlier in the show, they probably didn't. But nonetheless, guys, I think it's a successful season. We overachieved. It's a lot to look forward to. Hopefully, Will Campbell and the offensive line will be much better next year. I know Will Campbell would be. I heard he didn't want to answer questions after the game, but there's not much you could do against that Seattle defense. And guys wasn't getting open, and the ball wasn't getting passed accurately. They wasn't giving up anything over the top. It was a tough game, tough day. Can't blame it on weather. Super Bowl. Can't blame it on none of that. But yeah, man. Here we are. And we'll unpack the off season and everything that happened. Bill Belichick, Robert Kraft, not in the Hall of Fame. Not surprised. With the Deflate Gate, the cheating scandals and blowing out teams and how you kind of not treated players, but not wanting to pay guys, and it just doesn't. No, you're not getting the love. You're not getting the first ballot love. Sorry, you're not. Tom Brady, he won a championship after. Show us that you're great. Rob Kraft, they went to the Super Bowl again, but they didn't win. So I'm not surprised. But I think for New England fans, we're back in it. We're right back in it. I don't think we're going to be favorites next year. But we're back in it. We're a playoff team nonetheless. I don't think the Bills are going to be a crazy contender. I think the Jets are going to suck. I think the Dolphins are going to suck. I think the Bills will be serviceable. I think we split again, but we got to see how everything pans out. And I think the AFC is going to be not as good as the NFC, but it's going to be a little tougher. But hopefully the New England Patriots could get it together and be right back in the mix. I think they will be. Let me know what y'all think. And that is another one, man. I'm gonna be more consistent with YouTube. I have been. Check the shorts out. Check the TikToks out. I've been on guest spots on other sports shows for high school, college, basketball. I've been covering that a lot. So check out the Substack too. Please subscribe to the Substack. I'm building it up, trying to figure it all out. I've been really working out here, man. Battles, refereeing, everything. Music, all that. So I am your host, Kevin Parrington Turner, aka the Brown Bostonian, aka Sir South. The New England Patriots lost to the Seattle Seahawks 29-13. Patriots did not score until the fourth quarter. Yikes. But we already won 6. So I'm not mad. Until next time, y'all. Peace.